Welcome into the 49ers Report here on Chat Sports. Guys, we are so close to 4,000 subscribers on our brand new 49ers exclusive Chat Sports channel. Let's keep growing up the empire. Click on the red subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. That way we can keep growing, keep bringing you guys great content. For those of you guys watching on our main Chat Sports channel right now, you're not going to get 49ers, you're probably not going to get 49ers videos on here much longer is what I'm being told, which means got to go to youtube.com/49ers TV. Subscribe there. That way you can get all of our exclusive 49ers videos that are coming basically every single day over on our 49ers exclusive Chat Sports channel. All right, let's jump right into this week's mailbag after the intro. All right, so on today's mailbag video, we'll start with Isaac Martinez on YouTube, who asked, are the 49ers the most complete team in the NFL? If not, what do they need to clean up in order to become that team? Well, they're definitely very, very close. I would argue they're probably one of the more complete defenses in the NFL, although the Patriots do have a better statistical NFL defense, and they are pretty complete, and they have a great cornerback, and they got a good pass rush, really good linebackers. They're very similar in how they are built right now to the 49ers. But I would argue that the Patriots have better, well, I'm not going to say better running backs, but they have a stable of running backs that can compare, and they also have better wide receivers. The wide receiver part is what we always harp on, but if you want to talk about the most complete NFL football team, the 49ers are not as complete as some other squads because of their receiving core. Now, again, you look around the rest of the NFL, you go, oh, well, the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs are up there at the top. Well, the Chiefs have a very bad defense. So the Niners are, in my opinion, a top 3, top 4 roster. But if you want to talk about how complete they are, I would still argue that the wide receiver position is holding them back just a little bit. But I'd rather the wide receiver position be holding us back than the defensive line be holding us back or the secondary be holding us back. Because there are a lot of NFL teams that are still, good here, but bad there. The Niners are good everywhere and then just kind of meh right now at the wide receiver spot. So they're pretty darn close, if not the best one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on who has the most talented roster. Is it us? Is it someone else? I'm trying to think of all the teams that are happening right now. And the Patriots, obviously, are the only undefeated team, so compared to them. But who else has a great roster? Is it better than the Niners? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, Jackie on YouTube asks, 49ers, are the Niners going to sign another fullback? Well, I don't think that they are going to, or they would have done it already, because Juszczyk is still out, 4 or 5 weeks right now with that MCL sprain, and in reality, their first game without him was the Rams game, and they did a pretty good job. Now, they did not run the football as well statistically as they had done when Juszczyk was in there, because Juszczyk, of course, is very great in the zone running scheme, but at the same time, was against a much better defensive front. Aaron Donald is a problem for any running game, any passing game. The Rams are kind of struggling right now, which is good for us, but at the same time, they're still a good defense. So I don't think they're that worried about losing out on Juszczyk. He's important. He's great to have. You want him in there, but at the same time, they can move tight ends around, like Kyle Shanahan said. They can move tight ends into the backfield. You saw literally George Kittle blocking defensive ends one-on-one in this game against the Rams. I think they're okay. I see no indication that they're going to go out and sign another fullback. I think they're going to be just fine. All right, Ricky on YouTube asks, should we be nervous about how Jimmy G is playing? Interesting question here. Well, this kind of stems back from the Ryan Clark conversation we had yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago here on our 49ers News and Rumors video. ESPN's commentator, former Pittsburgh Steeler, said that he would argue that Mason Rudolph, the Steelers quarterback, is better, or is as good, if not better, than Jimmy Garoppolo right now, that you could just plug in any quarterback to that 49er offense and you'd be just fine. And you sit there and you go, okay, is Jimmy G really playing that bad? And you go back and look the stats. Okay, he had a couple of bad interceptions early on in the season. He's really calmed those down over the past couple of weeks, and he started to move the football around a lot better than what he did, say, in week 1. There's been a progression because he was out for so darn long. I'm not nervous about how Jimmy G is playing. I'm nervous about a game, because I know there's going to be one in the future, at least one, where we are unable to run the football. And then it's a matter of, can these wide receivers get open for Jimmy Garoppolo? Can Kyle Shanahan scheme them open? Then can Jimmy G hit them when they are open? I am not concerned about Jimmy Garoppolo going forward. I know I was concerned in the preseason. I was concerned during the offseason. He has proven to be more than capable to lead this Niner team into the playoffs and beyond. I am just curious what this offense will look like if and when we face a team who holds us to 75 yards rushing or 80 yards rushing. Anything under 100, because we are run first, could be a little bit interesting. But Jimmy G has been just fine. You guys don't attribute that. I mean, he's been great. Couple of bad throws into the Bucs game. You know, he had the bad interception to Deebo Samuel in the red zone. It happens. But overall, like, at least Ryan Clark comparing him to Mason Rudolph. No, the answer is I would not be nervous about Jimmy Garoppolo right now. I think he's been doing just fine, and it's only getting better. Although, I'll ask you guys this. Is Jimmy Garoppolo a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? A lot of good quarterbacks. Type Y for yes down below, N for no. Although, if you're like me, and you're not scared of Jimmy Garoppolo being your quarterback, then why don't you put some money on it? Put money where your mouth is. Bet on the 49ers with our friends at BetDSI. All you gotta do, use the promo code 49ers. It's the exclusive code I got just for you when you go to chatsports.com/bet. Put in 49ers. 120% deposit bonus whenever you guys first sign up. Put 10 down and then boom, it's 12. Put 50, it turns into 60. Put 100 down, $220 to bet on Jimmy Garoppolo, bet on the 49ers, and put your money where your mouth is. Again, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code 49ers. All right, Melvin Walker on YouTube asks, if it's clear that we're aligning ourselves for a Super Bowl run this year, why wouldn't we pull the trigger on a trade for AJ, Stephon, or even trade Solomon and a pick for OBJ? Do you honestly believe our receivers are good enough to stand pat? If we had a number one, we'd be frighteningly scary on both sides. Now, I'll agree with the latter portion of this. If we had a number one, we'd be frighteningly scary on both sides. Yeah, it's true. The problem is the cost of a number one. Do you see what the Rams just paid for Jalen Ramsey? Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the league, and he's worth it, but 2 first-rounders and a fourth is a lot. If you wanted to get, and A.J. Green and Emmanuel Sanders are not going to cost you first-round draft picks, so I'd be interested in both of them. But if you want Diggs or you want Odell Beckham Jr., which I don't know why these OBJ rumors are already brewing. I guess it's just because the Browns are struggling, but they're not going to trade him, by the way. Let's say if you wanted Stephon Diggs, he's so young and so talented, they will want multiple top picks for him, whether it's a first and then a second, a first and then a future second and a third. It costs a lot. I think John Lynch is sitting there going, we're 5-0. We're doing just fine. We don't have Jalen Hurd. We've had, some injuries on the offensive line, and yet we're still 5-0. I think we're going to be okay. Now, let's say in the next couple of weeks they lose to Carolina, or they lose to Seattle, or they look bad against a bad Washington team on Sunday. Maybe that will kind of spur the old train on trying to, get a wide receiver. I just think the cost is going to be too much. Now, we said in the past, I'm all for a third for Emmanuel Sanders or a third for A.J. Green, but Diggs, OBJ, they're going to cost a lot. And I'll say this, Solomon Thomas is playing pretty well right now on that Niner defensive front, so I don't know if we want to get rid of him just yet, but I get it. I mean, the wide receiver position, I talk about it all the time. It's weak. It needs to get better. They need to start playing better, but I don't want to spend the farm to get better when you are 5-0 because draft picks are very, very important. Okay, although I'll ask you, if you could trade for one wide receiver in the NFL, any of them in the NFL, except for, let's just say, Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins, because they won't be traded, but any other wide receiver, who would you guys want to go out and get for the 49ers squad? Let me know down below. All right, Irfan Mirza, I think I said that right, on YouTube says, or asks, given how well Emmanuel Mosley is playing once Witherspoon is healthy, do you see him competing for the starting role? Great question. I mean, Mosley has been great filling in for Witherspoon, who has been out for a while now. I think since week 2, week 3. I think Shanahan said he's going to be out 2 more weeks. So not this week against the Redskins. Kind of a stretch for him to play. But the following week will be when Witherspoon can make his return. I think they're going to see how they do in practice. And I think you could see a scenario where you run one out there, he has a bad series, you run another one out there because they're both playing so well. Now, people love what Emmanuel Mosley has done, and I do too. We forget how locked down Ahkello Witherspoon was. Like, Pro Football Focus graded him out ridiculously high. He was really, really good until they let him go. The good thing here is Sherman gets hurt or one of the other two struggles, you have a backup, whether it's Witherspoon, whether it's Mosley, to plug in at the opposite cornerback position or the other cornerback position and lock people down on defense. The secondary has been so greatly improved that it's fun to even be talking about how we have multiple great corners instead of having no great corners. Umop, I can't pronounce this. You see it on the screen here. I appreciate the question. I just can't pronounce the name. Will the 49ers ever be flexed into Sunday Night Football? All the good teams are on Sunday Night Football, and it's clear we are one of the best ones, so how come NBC would rather have Chargers and Steelers and no 49ers? Well, first off, I would agree. The Chargers-Steeler one was pitiful. It was really, really bad. But I'm pretty sure NBC can only flex so many games onto Sunday Night Football, so they might be waiting till later on in the season. Now remember, we do have a Thursday night game against the Cardinals and a Monday night game, I believe, against the Seahawks, so you're going to be in prime time, but I know that Sunday night is like the biggest night, right? Waiting all day for Sunday night. So, there are some flex candidates later on in the season. Week 12, you're home against Green Bay. Week 14, at the Saints. That could be a big flex one. And then if the Rams game matters in terms of seeding and stuff, or even in the division, then that one is Week 16 at Levi Stadium as well. So, there are some flex candidates. But at the same time, you got to remember, NBC can only flex so many games, and NBC's trying to get ratings, and so NBC would rather... NBC probably still rated high with the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, just like they're going to rate high this weekend with Cowboys-Eagles. Just ask ask Tom, because he knows that the Cowboys turn the dial because people love the Cowboys, unfortunately. But there are some flex candidates here. You keep winning, that Week 12 against Green Bay or Week 14 against the Saints is very, very possible to flex it down there. Let's see here. Oh, what is the toughest remaining game on the Niners schedule? What do you guys think? Is it the Packers? Is it the Saints? Is it the both the Seahawks games? Seahawks games are going to be really, really hard. Those are our toughest because they're divisional ones. But I do circle that at the Saints game in Week 14. That is a big, big test, I think, for what will be a very good 49er squad. All right, a couple of more here. Shane Vanas on YouTube, I'm bad at pronouncing names, says, who breaks the unbeaten streak? Well, we talk about this each week, but I'll be honest, the next 5 games are not exactly easy. I think we're going to lose at some point in the next 5 games, remembering, this isn't me hating, this is me saying we're not going to be undefeated, so we're going to lose somewhere. Look, you got the, I believe the next 5 games are Redskins, Panthers, Cardinals, Seahawks, Cardinals, Packers. So, Panthers are a good football team. They're a really, really good defense. The Seahawks are, our division rivals, and they're playing great on offense. Russell Wilson's an MVP candidate, and the Packers are the Packers. So I think that at one of these games, you could lose. You could even lose 2 of the next 5. Yet at the same time, you would still be, 8-2, 7-2, whatever the number is, next 5, 6 games. So it's gonna happen. It's a matter of when, not if. We're not going to be undefeated. We all know that. But I think that Panther game is going to be a great, great test for the 49ers. And then, of course, the Seahawks are, we're going to be battling for the divisional crown with them all season long. What do you guys think? Be the 49ers' next loss? Let me know in the comments down below. It better not be this weekend against Washington, right? Like, we're not going to lose to Washington. Okay, let's just move on. Please, let's not lose to Washington. Okay, let's finish with this one. Thomas, great name. Latrale? You guys got some hard names, okay? Just Bob and Jim would be very, very easy for me. But Thomas, great name, on YouTube asks, Thomas, yes, one Thomas to another. Would you fork over, this is a good one. Would you fork over the money for Arik Armstead, I'm going to start calling him AA, or let him walk as it may be a contract year fluke performing kind of thing? Yeah, so Armstead's in the final year of his deal. The numbers aren't going to pop right now. 2.5 sacks, 11 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 4 quarterback hits, even though 2.5 sacks is pretty darn good. It's like second or third on the team right now. But the question will be, how much is he going to cost in the offseason? And if you took him out, are the Niners still good on the defensive line? Got young Nick Bosa on a cheap contract. You gave D Ford a lot of money. Solomon Thomas is obviously still there. Buckner. I mean, you have so much talent. It's going to be a cost versus production kind of thing. And I would not be surprised if the Niners are going to look at film where he's not on the field and to see if Bosa and Ford and Thomas and all them can still dominate without him. And that'll probably determine whether or not they're going to sign him. Still very, very early. A lot can happen in the contract year. I would just want to know how much he wants, because if he wants top-of-the-line defensive end money, I wouldn't go there. But if he wants to, be fair, a little slightly above average, cut us a deal, I'm all for bringing AA back, because he has, been a game wrecker this year, even if the stats don't jump off of the page for us. Would you guys pay Armstead? Let me know. Would you guys want to pay him, or are you guys fine with the young guys and, of course, D Ford and stuff like that we signed this offseason? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, there we go. All the time we have for today on our 49ers mailbag video. Guys, be sure to subscribe to our Chat Sports Only 49er page. We're almost to 4,000. Remember whenever I was asking you guys to get us to 1,000? That's how quickly we're growing the Niner Empire here. It's been fantastic, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So, see you guys in our next Niner video, hopefully talking about another 49er win. Let's go 6-0 this week, shall we? For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.